Urbanization and Fishery Resources, Balancing Needs and Preservation. Title: Urbanization and Fishery Resources, Balancing Needs and Preservation. Introduction. Urbanization is a global phenomenon that has significantly transformed the landscape of our planet. As cities expand and populations grow, the demands on natural resources, including fishery resources, have intensified. However, the increasing pressure on fish stocks from urbanization poses a threat to the delicate balance of ecosystems and the long-term sustainability of fishery resources. This article aims to explore the challenges and potential solutions for balancing the needs of urbanization with the preservation of fishery resources. 1. The impact of urbanization on fishery resources. Urbanization brings several direct and indirect impacts on fishery resources. The construction of infrastructure, such as harbors and marinas, alters the physical habitats where fish species thrive. Pollution from urban areas, including runoffs and untreated wastewater, contaminates waterways, affecting fish health and reproduction. Overfishing and the disruption of fish migration patterns due to coastal development further strain fish stocks. 2. The role of urban planning in sustainable fishery resource management. Effective urban planning can play a crucial role in mitigating the negative impacts of urbanization on fishery resources. Buffer zones around water bodies and the implementation of greener infrastructure can minimize pollution and habitat destruction. Responsible aquaculture, combined with effective regulatory frameworks, can ensure the sustainable production of fish while reducing pressure on natural ecosystems. Proper site selection and monitoring. Waste management and fish health management are essential aspects of sustainable aquaculture. 4. Strengthening regulations and enforcement. To strike a balance between urbanization and the preservation of fishery resources, it is crucial to strengthen regulations and enforce them effectively. Implementing catch limits, size restrictions, and seasonal closures are effective management tools to prevent overfishing. Collaborative efforts between governments, NGOs, and local fishing communities can enhance monitoring and surveillance. Stems to ensure compliance with regulations. 5. Encouraging sustainable fishing practices. Promoting sustainable fishing practices among artisanal and commercial fishers is essential for the long-term preservation of fishery resources. Capacity building programs can educate fishers about sustainable fishing techniques, including the use of selective gear and avoiding destructive practices such as dynamite fishing. Economic incentives, such as certification schemes or access to markets that prioritize sustainable seafood, can motivate fishers to adopt responsible practices. 6. Community engagement and awareness. Engaging local communities and raising awareness about the importance of balancing urbanization and fishery resource preservation are vital steps. Educational campaigns, public outreach, and supporting community-led initiatives can help build a stewardship mindset among urban residents. This multidisciplinary approach can help shape urbanization practices that prioritize both human needs and environmental preservation. Sustainable fishery management practices can contribute to the growth of local economies dependent on fishing activities. By ensuring the long-term viability of fish stocks, communities can continue to rely on fishing as a source of income and employment. Furthermore, sustainable seafood products are increasingly valued in international markets, providing opportunities for economic growth and port revenues. 9. The role of technology in monitoring and conservation. Technology plays a crucial role in monitoring fish stocks and aiding in the conservation of fishery resources. Advanced tools such as remote sensing, satellite imagery, and underwater cameras can provide valuable data on the abundance, distribution, and health of fish populations. This information can guide decision-making processes and help identify areas of concern or potential overexploitation. N. Sharing best practices, scientific knowledge, and data among nations can promote the sustainable use of fishery resources on a global scale. Collaborative agreements, such as regional fishery management and organizations, can facilitate discussions, negotiations, and the implementation of conservation measures across national boundaries. By working together, countries can ensure the long-term sustainability and equitable distribution of fishery resources. 11. Climate change impacts on urbanization and fishery resources. Climate change adds an additional layer of complexity to the relationship between urbanization and fishery resources. Rising sea levels, ocean acidification, and changes in water temperature can directly impact fish populations and their habitats. Urban planning must take into account these climate change impacts to ensure the resilience of coastal communities and the preservation of fishery resources. Adapting infrastructure, implementing coastal protection measures, and incorporating climate change considerations into fishery management plans are essential steps in addressing this challenge. Training programs for urban planners, fisheries managers, and fishing communities can enhance their understanding of the interconnectedness between urbanization and fishery resources. Sustainable fishery management contributes to food security by ensuring a steady supply of nutritious seafood for growing urban populations. Additionally, healthy fish populations have ecological value as they support the functioning of marine ecosystems, such as controlling algal blooms and maintaining the overall health of the ocean. By recognizing the holistic benefits of balanced urbanization, we can create thriving cities that coexist harmoniously with nature. 14. The role of public-private partnerships in sustainable urbanization. Public-private partnerships can play a crucial role in achieving sustainable urbanization and fishery resource preservation. Governments, businesses, and civil society organizations can collaborate to develop innovative solutions, leverage resources, and implement joint initiatives. For example, private companies can invest in sustainable aquaculture projects, while governments provide regulator frameworks and support for responsible practices. By combining expertise and resources, these partnerships can drive transformative change and create models of sustainable urbanization that thrive economically and environmentally. Sustainable Development Goals, such as Goal 14, Life Below Water, emphasize the need for collective action to protect and sustainably use marine resources. As cities expand, traditional fishing practices can be disrupted, leading to the displacement of fishing communities and the loss of cultural heritage. Urbanization can also generate conflicts between fishing communities and other urban sectors, such as tourism or real estate development. It is important to consider the social dimensions of urbanization and ensure that the needs and rights of fishing communities are respected and protected. 17. Addressing food security challenges through sustainable urbanization. As urbanization increases, access to nutritious food becomes a growing challenge, particularly in low-income urban areas. Balancing urbanization and fishery preservation can help address food security. Why challenges by ensuring a sustainable supply of fish and seafood products? Supporting small-scale fisheries, promoting local markets, and integrating urban agriculture into urban planning are potent strategies to enhance food security in rapidly urbanizing areas. By prioritizing food security, cities can contribute to the well-being and resilience of their populations. 18. Innovation and technology for sustainable seafood production.